Hi, Sparkles. Welcome back to the Intuitive Wisdom Podcast, the space where we pause, breathe, and listen. I'm your host, Kay Margaret, and today I'm joined by the one and only Christina for our monthly energetic check-in. We're reflecting on the lessons of June and feeling the vibrancy and expansion July is offering us. In this episode, we're talking about the power of joy as a vibrational reset, why upleveling often feels like a stretch, how tackling the bottom of your to-do list can be a radical act of self-care, the grounding medicine of gardening, and the very real invitation to get out of your own way and share your work more boldly. Christina also pulls a beautiful card for us at the end, and we close with a question for you. What's your word or intention for July? Welcome to Intuitive Wisdom, a space for grounded energy, soulful insight, and conscious living. I'm Kay Margaret Solorio, author, Angel Reiki Master, biotech graduate, and guide for those seeking alignment in their home and life. Each week we explore the unseen layers of energy, intuition, and transformation, because when you tune in, everything begins to shift. So take a breath, and let's begin. Quick announcements before we get to the episode. Have you taken my free quiz yet? It's called Is Your Home Supporting Your Expansion? It only takes a few minutes and it offers some deep insight into how your environment may be affecting your energy. You can find it on my website at deliciousease.com/quiz. And if you're ready for a change, I offer a service called the Home Frequency Reset, including remote sessions. It's a powerful, energetic refresh for your space, perfect if your home feels stuck, heavy, or out of sync. And my book, Make Ease Your Vibe, is available on Amazon in both paperback and Kindle. It's packed with mindset, energy, and time strategies to transform your daily vibration. And I've created special bonuses for each chapter that you can access by visiting deliciousease.com. Here is our July check-in with Christina. Joy, intention, and the gift of chaos. Hello again, Christina. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm excited for our second monthly check-in. It really helps me. And actually, I have my own personal check-in where I check in every month with myself. And I did that yesterday and prep for our conversation today. And I didn't quite finish it because you're such an inspiration. I was like, I know something's going to come up that's going to make this better for July.
Yes, I love it. I actually was thinking the same thing. And we wound up, I took some of my own advice and was following my joy this month and played hooky on my normal monthly reset I would be getting set for and doing all of my prep and ordering all my stuff. And we went to the lake with some friends and wound up staying there until quite late last night. So I started looking at some of it this morning, but I also haven't finished mine. But I do love the fact that we can have these conversations and see what comes from it. And it also, I don't know, for me, I feel like I do the same. I do the monthly reflections on my own, but I do think that the being able to have it in conversation as well, just put more of that emphasis and just help me remember the things that I was going through for the month. So like doing these things and just thinking back and being like, oh yeah, like that's my intention and not having it just tucked away in my planner.
Yes. Amen.
Yeah.
Well, on that note, what's new? How was June?
Yeah, June was good for me. I had said like I was going for joy and with it being my birthday month and everything, I decided that I was just going to do things that I wanted to do that I've been thinking about doing the whole month. So I did so many things. I did wind up getting some rollerblades. I did go to a dance class.
Wow.
We did the lake, we did kayaking, we did paddleboarding, I did sunrise walks. I've been just like incorporating all the things that I really like. And I also found that I was also getting a lot done too. So like I thought for a little bit that I wasn't going to, maybe if I was trying to fit all these other things in, but it worked out really well. So
I love the energetics of that. You raise your vibration to joy and yeah, everything else goes.
Yep. And it was just great. And I mean, just silly little things like we went to go for a bike ride one day. And as we're getting everything packed up, my son's like, oh, well, my wheel part is falling off. And I'm looking at mine and it's the brake wasn't working on the back brake. And I was just like, oh, of course, or on the front brake. I was like, of course, like we're trying to get all this stuff and then these things go wrong. I was like, it's fine. We'll just stop by the bike shop on the way. If they can fix it, then we can go. If not, like we'll just drop them off and then we'll get them ready for next time. So we go in there and then we go to do it. And the guy literally just pulls up this piece that he has because I said, well, do we have to order? He's like, nope, actually, I just wound up finding one in the drawer. It's been here for years. You can just have it. Here you go.
Oh, that's
And
such a
came
good
out and
story.
like just fixed mine. And it was like $1.50 for all of it to be done. We got to go out in the thing. It was this thing that I thought in my head was going to be like, oh, it's going to have to be there for a few days. We're going to have to order all these parts. It's going to be this whole big thing. No, it's perfectly fine. Like just follow it, just do it. This is what we wanted. We got to go. It was a great afternoon and just like little things like that throughout the month and then noticing them too.
Oh, I love that so much. And yay
Yeah.
for you.
Yeah. How about you? Up leveling. How's it going?
Yeah, I think um, I don't have as many exciting stories top of mind as you do, but I think it's just a stretch. So right now it feels like drinking from a fire hose. Like I'm catching up to myself. It took me a lot longer to recover physically than I expected. I started kind of feeling symptom-wise better, but just needed a lot of rest still. So I tried to honor that. And then just say yes in terms of tackling things that often I don't want to
Yeah.
and saying, okay, let's just see what happens. So for me, one thing that always ends up in the bottom of the list is pitching myself to other podcasts to be a guest. I think that's something very valuable. I love having guests, but I find it really difficult to pitch myself. So I redid my pitch email. I redid this like little media kit and I was like, let's just do 20 and see what happens. And I've been getting so many responses. It's awesome. I'm stoked for July, which I have a number of interviews booked. And I'm slightly a lot terrified at the same time. So I feel like, okay, things are happening. If you put yourself out there and tackling that thing on the bottom of the list is sometimes super helpful.
Yeah, okay, so I was thinking about this the other day and I was listening to something and they were talking about self-care. And a lot of times, and this is something that I promote a lot, but also I struggle with it because I do think that the perception is like, oh, take a bubble bath, like go just relax and do whatever, or just like go get a pedicure or go like it's just all these little things. And for me, when I'm talking about self-care, I'm usually trying to do things that are more beneficial to my future self or more beneficial to like where I want to be going and trying to explain that or trying to even be able to experience that for myself and find that difference of like, well, what is self-care right now?
Mhm.
And I was looking at it and I heard something and it just struck, and I would anticipate that it'll probably stick with you too, is that self-care as the things that I need to be doing for my highest good and my overall wellness and like personal well-being rather than just self-care of like I'm just going to do these things that are relaxing and that feel good in the moment. And the way that it just struck me a little bit differently this time was that they were talking about how self-care can be going and doing that hard thing, that thing that you've been avoiding. It doesn't mean that I'm going to, okay, I'm sitting here and I'm thinking about what I can do. And I'm like, oh, I could get this, this thing that I've been working on or this thing that I've been avoiding. I could get that done. Or I could just, relax and I could just listen to my body and just be nice to myself and do this other thing that just sounds really delicious. And while there's no anything with doing the thing that sounds delicious, like do it. But sometimes doing that hard thing is actually the self-care part because that's the part that's making our overall well-being better than just the thing that's temporarily like easing the discomfort of our emotions or whatever because we're not actually doing those things that are highly beneficial for us.
Yeah, and I think it's often also the difficult part is taking that first step. Like I've taken the step to pitch myself. even if it felt messy or scary. And then all these doors started opening. So, like, just the first step was the hard part. I mean, talking sounds terrifying too, but I think it'll all work out. We podcast regularly, it's in my head. But as you were talking, I was also thinking about how we do that with other limiting beliefs. Like this past month, I've been gardening regularly. We have a really nice garden. My husband's the one with the green thumb. I do the harvesting and the cooking. I don't traditionally do a lot in the garden. And I've been making a point to go eat dinner in the garden more regularly and then weeding. And it just has been really grounding and satisfying and exciting. One, to watch everything grow, but two, to feel part of the process. And three, to like wake up in the morning and see a pretty garden. It's very, it too has opened up doors. While you were talking, I was like, oh yeah, that was really helpful this month.
Yeah, and just those things that you're saying, like the self-limiting beliefs and where am I standing in my own way? I actually I am active regularly and I have been for a while now in my adulthood, not so much before that, but in my adulthood. And what I noticed is that I had been like steadily just kind of gaining some weight and I was really just kind of annoyed from it or annoyed by it and thinking, oh, perimenopause, all these things. Like, yes, all these other factors could be in play. So I went and got all these hormone panels done and all this stuff. Everything's coming back normal, which I know is not always optimal. So I'm looking at some of that stuff. But I also decided like, no, I'm trying to put this problem on the outside, and not that it's a problem, but just like I feel better in my body. And I'm trying to put this on the outside and saying like, oh, I'm going to find the reason why this is happening. There's something going on. There's something that's out of my control. And instead taking it and saying like, what is actually in my control? And I do a lot of things, but I'm not like actually looking at all the stuff. I was doing my workouts, but I wasn't getting all of my steps in that I wanted to do during the day, like some of these things. And so then taking back some of that control for myself and just like this tiny little example of saying, what do I own and what story am I telling myself? And the story that I'm telling myself is I'm, 42 now. So this is just how it's going to be. And this is what they're all telling me. And unless I want to go through like all these really drastic changes and do all of these like elimination things or figure it out, this is what it's going to be. And I decided that I wasn't going to accept that story. I was just going to see what I could do within my control. And I've been doing like trying to get in. So I try to get my 10,000 steps in a day, but I was doing it throughout the day or just trying to like get them in at the end of the day and not always hitting it. I was like, you know what? I'm trying to get up in the morning. I love my sunrise hikes or walks. I love my opportunity to like move my body and do some of these things. I'm just going to do, again, like finding the things that I like to do, trying out different classes that I want to do, getting my workouts in as part of just like my normal stuff, but then like getting in my steps early in the morning. So if I can hit 10K steps by 10 a.m. with all the different things that I'm doing, then I don't have to worry about it the rest of the day. But then I'm still like not saying no to things because I already got my workout in or whatever, like just these other things. And just saying like, how can I, because I used to do that stuff when the kids were little too. And it's not just all those things. Like these are things that we used to just do. And those are things that change that were totally within my control. So just owning the things back of like, what do I want to be able to do and how can I make this look more? And even if I'm at this weight and I'm whatever, and that's fine, but like, I feel so much more energized and so much more like feeling good in my body just by doing these moments.
And I love the positive vibes. Like as you talk, you're like physically lifting up and feeling more excited and more bubbly in the way you speak. And I feel like just doing that gives yourself some relief from that negative self-talk. And then you're just rising. And I think we can all benefit from that too, that realizing instead of putting this goal as this heavy thing of like, oh, I didn't get it. Oh, I didn't get it. Oh, I didn't get it. Just going, okay, well, maybe sometimes I'm just going to make time and do it, or I'm going to count this, or I'm just going to give myself a break and say, it's going to happen. Let's do it. Let's go.
Yeah. And just like not limit ourselves. So in that vein, I know you have some new offers and some new things that are going on and stuff that you have freebies that you're giving out. You got your book still going. Like what's new business wise with you? What do you got going on? What should we all know about?
Oh, thanks. I think what's new is collaboration. So I do have, it's still fairly new, this home frequency reset service to help work with people with their space. So the energy work and the angel work that I do, instead of working on physical bodies and with individuals working with their space, because I found it so important how that supports you and creates those positive anchors. And yeah, I created a new freebie, a quiz, because I think quizzes are fun and they're really great for like food for thought. Like the questions make you think. So is your home supporting is the frequency of your home supporting your expansion is the name of the quiz. So you can download that for free on my website, deliciousease.com/quiz. And I also am doing a drawing for more if you leave a review for the podcast, Intuitive Wisdom, or my book, Make Easier Vibe, then you can enter the drawing for a free home frequency reset so I can meet more people. I'm really enjoying more collaborations and getting to talk. And I was thinking about that before we started our call. I think what's helped too is last month I really simplified. So I used to do like monthly classes and online courses and a membership and all these different things that I loved teaching and sharing what I do, but it was like too much everywhere and nothing here. Like, I don't know how to explain that well. So now I have the home frequency reset service, I have the podcast, and I have the book. And it makes it a lot easier for pitching myself too, because it's like, here are my three things. Here's how they're related. Here's what I love talking about and helping with. So it's helpful for presenting myself. It's helpful for confidence in what I do. It's like boiled down the joy of what I do. And there's still other things I want to do, but I feel like the focus has really helped me. And another thing that came up is when we were just talking about things I put down at the bottom of your list, I was thinking for July, I want to start writing again. I miss that joy. So I want to have a regular, like if it's 15 minutes a day, 10 minutes a day, just make it kind of part of the habit, and start working on my next book because it's just fun.
Yeah. How did when you were doing your first book, is that how you did it? Was with 15 minutes a day starting out, or how did that process work for you?
It did. That was part of I used to work a lot more with time strategies and time management and flipping that expectation of time, which I think is some of what you talked about in the beginning of how you focused on the joy and you expanded time and you actually had time to do even more and it was easier and more fun. So that's exactly what I did with the first book. I was probably 3 years ago now, but same thing in the summer. I just said, okay, 15 minutes after dinner, like habit stacking, picking something to put it after, and setting the timer so I didn't have to worry about time and not worrying about the amount of work I got done and the interruptions I had, just making it a thing. I'm going to sit down and see what happens. And yeah, I did the first draft in like 6 weeks doing that. Granted, I'd been walking around with an outline for a while. So an outline really helps like focus your thoughts, I think. But yeah, it's amazing what can happen when you give yourself a little focus time.
I love you. All right, I love that. For July, what do you have an intention? Are you going with up leveling still? What is your
I wrote Connection. I wasn't in love with it, but I think I just want to feel more connected. I want to feel more connected to myself. So like getting through this up leveling and kind of sickness has felt disconnected. And now I feel like I'm becoming the next level woman that I want to be. But I'm not quite easily operating at that level. It still feels like drinking from a fire hose. So feeling connected to me, feeling connected to spirit, and then just networking more. I love the connections and the opportunities to how do I say that? I would do more of the work I love. And that seems to happen by getting over myself and talking to people about energy work and home frequency resets.
Yeah. Well, and the more that you do, I think that the easier it gets and the more confidence and the more responses you get too. You get more opportunities to be able to connect.
That's amazing. How about you? Do you have a word for the month?
Yeah, so I was thinking about vibrant, and it's just like bringing
that's wonderful.
Yeah, so just like this positive overall energy in all that I do. And so keeping and continuing with like the joy and the fun that I've been growing, but then also just approaching more of the work that I do, the relationships that I have, connections also been coming up for me in terms of like, I did so many things and I had so much fun. And also, I noticed that I can tend to self-isolate. So I really do enjoy space to myself and alone time and all of these things. And I have no issue like going to a restaurant by myself or going and doing these things that I like
Me
by
too.
myself. I love it, right? So then, but I also feel like I want to continue to have that and then also bringing some more intention to the connections that I have. I don't have a lot of my really close friends are spread out. So we do actually connect once a week and just kind of give updates to each other. We've been doing that for a few months now, which has been nice. But having more opportunities for like physical in-person connection with some of the people around me too. And just being able to find everybody's busy. So the friends and acquaintances that I have around here, but I also haven't been reaching out recently either. And even just like internally with actually spending quality time and not just quantity of time with
Mhm.
my husband and the kids and like doing these things that we want to do, but just like making sure that I'm showing up with the same level of the attention and intention that I do and that I'm focusing on for all of these things personally for me. So making sure that I'm not doing this personal growth in like an isolation and really trying to open and expand that out a little bit more. And I think that this is kind of evolved and that's how it does, right? So then I'm like having this time to focus and having this time to like expand me. And now that's like relaying into
It's
the
amazing. I feel like
relationship.
the joy was you brightening your light, and the vibrancy is you sharing your light or being the light
Yeah.
in
Yeah,
where
I
you
like
are.
that. Yeah.
Yeah, that's absolutely beautiful.
Yeah.
So inspirational.
Yeah. And I'm also like really trying to, like you were talking about with your focusing and doing the work that you are doing and being able to have those collaborations. I have reached out for other collaborations as well. You're inspiring me to do that. I continue to
Yay.
do that. And I think that the other thing that I'm working on that it'll probably be out by the time this one comes out, is offering some mini coaching packages for the summer. So I
Nice.
typically will have longer term packages that go really in depth. We go really deep. We meet often. We do all the stuff. But knowing that my capacity, I want to make sure that I'm honoring my capacity as well as the opportunity for other people. And I know that, things can get busy and sometimes people don't have that capacity for some of these longer containers, but do
Hmm.
want to kind of do, I've been working on a mid-year refresh, like reset for, the next 6 months of the year and bringing that to other people too. So if you want to have an opportunity to kind of dig in and get an action plan for the next, and it'll be about an 8 week thing, and mainly voice and texting support, but also a couple of in-person or virtual strategic planning sessions as well. But making that game plan and then doing those check-ins and kind of just having that opportunity to have that in real life. So it'll be kind of like those coaching containers without the so much focus and attention. So really just kind of keeping that powerful work, but doing it in a lighter format for the summer, which I think will be really nice for people to have more flexibility and also just allowing me to continue to have that flexibility that I want to with having the spaces that I have for longer coaching containers, real contained, but still being able to work with either past clients that want to come back in or, new people that just want to kind of get a touch and a taste of,
Yeah, I love that because sometimes it can feel like a lot. I mean, sometimes you're ready to do all the inner work, but if you're not in a place where you want to dive that deep, but use your expertise in like identifying values and then if like making sure what you're doing is in alignment, I think there's so much value in having that feedback and coming up with a plan so that you feel like your energy is well like put to good use and you're not just spreading it everywhere trying to get everything done, but you're actually doing good for you and your family.
Yeah, and I really like to be able to personalize with people and really create something that's going to work really well for them and for their energy, and have the opportunity to try it out and adjust, because sometimes I think that what we think we want, we don't always really want. But still having that opportunity, but again, having it in much more of a lighter way to do it, and so that it's less of a time investment, it's less of a financial investment for people, and they can just really get that opportunity to just kind of dig in and then start to be able to do some of these things on their own too. So giving them that confidence and that being
Yeah.
able to build on it.
Power.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, are you up for card pull?
Yeah. Yeah. So I told you before we got on, I did do the card pull today, and actually two of them came out.
Dun-dun-dun.
Yeah, and I was tempted to just say, okay, well, we'll just do the one that came out on top, but I was like, you know what? I think this is going to be beneficial for people. So the first one that I pulled was abundance, and it's a wildflower wonderland. So wildflowers are not intentionally planted. They're untamed, natural, and free. Their fragrance calls bees to pollinate them so that seeds are created to continue the cycle of life. These kinds of natural flowers don't try to be profuse and beautiful. They just are, without struggle or worry. They are abundant without effort. Prosperity is your birthright, and the grand profusion of a field of untamed flowers reminds you that a windfall is coming. It's simply a matter of aligning your vibration and frequency with that which you desire to manifest. Everything is blossoming in life. Open yourself to receive. Abundance, fulfillment, and prosperity are ready to be activated in your life. Life desires you to prosper. You're moving toward an outpouring of money, energy, time, or love. Opportunities are limitless. However, you must take action in the direction of your dreams. Don't wait for abundance to fall into your lap. Take steps. Give deeply and fully. Don't hold back. This card reveals that there's a great time to make investments. The more you give with a free and open heart, the more you will receive. Be grateful for what you already have, and even more will flow to you.
Oh, I just got goosebumps. Those are so
Right?
good. It made me think of, I think a lot of us chase abundance because this idea of more than enough and being comfortable and safe and all these things. But when I heard you just now, it reminded me that perhaps it's not the goal that you chase, it's the byproduct of what you do. Like this past month when you were talking about, you focused on joy and saying yes to opportunities and ideas that you might not otherwise. And then you felt abundant in terms of you got to do tons of stuff and you got to do lots of work too.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's so true. That's something that I've been going over, and it's been coming up for me a lot too. And that's why I thought that was kind of perfect that it came out, is that you are like, abundance is a lot of times just financial or career success or these kinds of things. But I want all of these things because I want to feel abundant and free, and I want to be able to do what I want to and enjoy my life. And I have the opportunity to be able to do that. And there's so much abundance already coming and already available to me that when I'm focusing on that, that's going to just make me, it's just going to be better. It's just all better. And then the other one that came out is Healing Chaos, which is our
Oh, wow.
spiraling tornado. And this is energy in our universe spirals. Water spirals in the wake of the fish that swims through the stream. Air spirals in the wake of a bird in flight. The moon spirals around the earth, which spirals around the sun, which spirals around the galaxy. Even our DNA is a spiral. It's a healing principle of life. It's not an accident that the ancient symbol for healing is the caduceus. I never know how to pronounce that. The two spiraling serpents. It's the sacred spiral. Most people assume that there is nothing good that comes from tornadoes, but every part of nature has value. For example, although some birds lose their habitat from a tornado, birds such as the prairie warbler, whippoorwill, woodpecker, grouse, and woodcock, as well as the forest salamanders, all benefit from the new landscape created by tornadoes. Downed trees provide habitat for black bears and white-tailed deer and create dens for many kinds of animals. Tornadoes churn up the soil in ways that rejuvenate the earth. When you receive this, it acknowledges potential chaos or the need for chaos as an activator for profound healing. If your life seems chaotic, know that it has an underlying energy of healing. You're being healed on all levels. You are a healer. Alternatively, if your life is calm to the point of being stagnant, this card suggests that it might be time to create a bit of chaos in your life. It will activate healing, do the unexpected, mix life up a bit.
That's beautiful. And I love, 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 love how spirit can speak through you, speak through the cards, speak through me, whatever and it's a personal message for anyone listening. Like I resonated with a lot of that, but I have no doubt listeners listening to this episode will hear it impact them specifically. But when I was saying earlier, like it felt like drinking from a fire hose, I bet that's my chaos.
That's your chaos, right? And I thought it was, and then again, like I was like, oh, maybe I'll just go with the first one and it's abundance and how beautiful. But I think that we all potentially need a bit of that chaos, whether we're in it and we're already feeling it and we're already in the swirl and we just need to like be able to know that it's for greater good.
Right.
Or if we are just, feeling kind of stuck, feeling a little ruddy and need to mix it up a little bit and bring some more things in.
Yeah. And then abundance can come through.
And then abundance. Absolutely.
Amazing. Well, thank you again.
Yeah, thank you so much. This was wonderful. I always appreciate it. And I look forward to our next conversation.
Thank you for joining me on Intuitive Wisdom. If this episode brought you clarity or inspiration, please take a moment to leave a 5-star review. It truly helps others find this space. If someone you love could use a shift in energy, share this episode with them. You never know what might resonate. For more, explore my frequency reset service, tune into more episodes, or begin the journey through my book, Make Ease Your Vibe. All this can be found at my website, deliciousease.com. Until next time, trust your energy, honor your space, and keep coming home to yourself. Cheers.